if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. Yes. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala.
Yeah, seriously, it's like insane.
It's happening, guys. Celebrities are starting to leave the US. Ellen DeGeneres is reportedly leaving the US, headed to the UK after the Trump.
Joe Rogan and Elon Musk are now exposing the shocking truth about Diddy's alleged accomplices, some of the biggest in Hollywood, who may have escaped the FBI's grasp. If Trump wins, that FC and client list is going to become public, yes, and some of those billionaires behind CA are terrified at that outcome. Could Ellen DeGeneres' sudden move to the UK be more than just a coincidence, that she's using this Trump win as an excuse to leave the country, when in reality she's trying to get away because of the Diddy situation? What about Oprah Winfrey, long regarded as untouchable, now rumored to have connections to hidden scandals?
We have to remember what this lady has done.
She has to be held accountable.
And then there's Leonardo DiCaprio and Ashton Kutcher, two A-listers whose ties to some of Diddy's infamous parties might hold dark secrets.
It was really bizarre. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together. And he came over, and I was like, I'm going for a run. He's like, oh, I'll go for a run.
This goes deeper than we ever imagined. The connections, the cover-ups, and the question everyone is asking, who's next? Let's start with Ellen DeGeneres, the talk show queen who shocked fans when she fled the US with her wife, Portia de Rossi, and settled in the Cotswolds, England. According to their close friends, the 2016 election of Donald Trump was the main reason for their big move. But people aren't just talking about Ellen's new home. They're also revisiting her long-standing connection to Sean Diddy Combs and the controversies surrounding both of them during Diddy's appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. He got into a casual.
What time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of...
He then explained that while the official party might end around 2 or 3 o'clock, the real fun continued at the top 2 floors of the hotel, with an exclusive after-party for his inner circle.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then no, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know.
Ellen and Diddy's on-screen chemistry seemed harmless. At first, him joking about his parties, and her laughing along like a playful confidant. But now people are questioning if Ellen was just pretending not to know how deep the rabbit hole went. Did she know more about Diddy's alleged dark side? Then she let on, and could her friendly facade be a shield for something much more sinister? It's not like Ellen's public image hasn't been shaky before. Remember when Dakota Johnson famously called her out for lying about not being invited to a birthday party? That wasn't just a cringeworthy moment, it was a crack in Ellen's perfectly curated being persona. Clips of Ellen being cold, dismissive, and downright rude to guests have resurfaced, making people wonder if the queen of daytime TV was really the queen of mean all along. And that's just what we saw on screen behind the scenes. Former staffers have spilled tea about Ellen's alleged toxic behavior, from harsh treatment to a work environment described as hostile. These revelations don't just clash with her sunny public image, they bulldoze it. The Ellen we thought we knew she might have been a Hollywood illusion. Let's not forget Ellen's curious connection to Diddy back in 2016. She gave him a playful birthday shout out, happy birthday P. Diddy Puff Daddy Sean Combs, or as I call him, Cuddle MC Snuggle Stuff. You don't need to know why it seemed like a joke at the time, but now people are revisiting it with raised eyebrows. Could it have been an inside reference to something darker? With all the recent revelations about Diddy's alleged secretive and unsettling lifestyle, nothing seems off the table. And then there's the even murkier side of Ellen's past, her romantic relationships. Whispers have circulated for years about her two late girlfriends, both of whom died under mysterious circumstances. Theories abound that their deaths weren't just tragic accidents, but could be tied to Ellen trying to keep some dark Hollywood secrets buried. And you guessed it, Diddy's name comes up here too. Could he have helped her cover her tracks? These are wild claims, but the timing and connections have people raising questions. The most heart-wrenching part of this saga involves Steven Twitch boss Ellen's former DJ and close colleague. Officially, Twitch's death was ruled a suicide. But conspiracy theorists have latched on to the idea that it wasn't so simple. Rumors suggest that Twitch stumbled upon some incriminating footage of Hollywood elites, potentially tied to one of Diddy's infamous parties. Allegedly, this discovery made him a target. Could Ellen have known about this? And if so, what role did she play? These theories are chilling, even if they remain unsubstantiated.
She's using this Trump win as an excuse to leave the country, when in reality, she's trying to get away because of the Diddy situation.
With Diddy reportedly cooperating with federal investigations, there's speculation that Ellen could be implicated in some way if authorities start connecting dots between her Diddy and these disturbing claims. The fallout could be catastrophic. Arrest isn't off the table, which might explain why Ellen and Pors suddenly fled to England. A cozy cottage in the countryside might be a safe haven, but it won't stop the rumors. And just when you thought this story couldn't get any stranger, Elon Musk chimed in when a tweet hinted at Ellen's abrupt departure being tied to scandal. Elon replied with a single cryptic emoji. That's it, one emoji, but enough to send fans into a frenzy. Elon isn't known for meaningless posts. So what exactly was he hinting at? Could he know something we don't? Moving on, Oprah has long been seen as a beacon of integrity. But even her name isn't immune from these allegations. Word is spreading fast that Oprah Winfrey might be connected to Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. Reportedly, the federal authorities have called on Oprah, linking her to these wild events. Instead of addressing the rumors, Oprah has allegedly left the country, while her official reason is to avoid the drama of Trump's re-election. Many believe she's escaping the heat surrounding Diddy's ongoing investigation. In fact, Ollie Carter, one of Diddy's alleged child victims, released a video in which she made some really shocking claims about their relationship. She openly claimed that she was aided by Diddy, and that all those alleged Diddy secret tunnels that lead to Diddy's Playboy mansion actually exist.
Carter has just made an affidavit of truth that she turned over to the feds against Diddy and other celebrities about how she was allegedly abused at a Playboy Mansion party.
And he was not alone. She exposed many names in a document who were the regular attendees of the parties. And guess what? That list shockingly had Oprah's name, according to a lie. She knew Oprah is as serious a criminal as Diddy is, and she even predicted his arrest alongside. Oprah
already knew that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested.
But how did Oprah, a media icon and humanitarian, end up in this chaotic mess? For years, whispers about Oprah attending Diddy's notorious parties have swirled, and her connections to controversial figures don't stop there. Take her once close friendship with Harvey Weinstein, for instance. Old photos of Oprah cozying up to the disgraced movie mogul have resurfaced, raising eyebrows about her knowledge of his actions. Many believe that Oprah, despite her influential platform, stayed silent about Weinstein's behavior until his fall from grace. Critics argue she could have used her voice to support the survivors much earlier. That's not the only questionable association. Oprah also endorsed John of God, a Brazilian spiritual healer she called a miracle worker. This so-called spiritual healer from Brazil was once praised by Oprah, who even featured him on her show back in 2010, boosting his fame and giving him instant credibility. Millions of people around the world saw Oprah, one of the most trusted voices in media, validate this guy, leading to an even bigger following for him.
This is an interview I wasn't sure would ever happen. One of the most famous spiritual healers in the world rarely talks to anyone on camera. John of God agreed to sit down with me under a mango.
But here's where things get really dark. Fast forward a few years, and the truth comes out. John of God was running a massive operation. We're talking about HT-SAW, an exploitation of vulnerable people, mostly women who trusted him to heal them. The crimes this man committed were absolutely unspeakable, and Oprah had a front row seat to all of it. Oprah didn't just casually mention John of God. She praised him on her platform, giving him the Oprah seal of approval that everyone knows is pure gold. People trusted Oprah, so by featuring him on her show, she pretty much handed him a megaphone to reach more victims. He wasn't some obscure healer anymore. He was Oprah endorsed. And that gave him the kind of legitimacy that P-daters dream of.
Medium, he's a spiritualist. He believes a great deal in God, and he practices this mission.
But now that the truth has come out, and it's horrifying, we're left asking some serious questions. Did Oprah really have no idea what was going on with this guy? Or did she turn a blind eye because he was helping her build a brand of spiritual wellness that fit? Her narrative, let's be real, JN, of God's abuse, wasn't a small operation. He was running a full-blown T-ring under the guise of spiritual healing. So it's hard to believe that someone like Oprah, with all her resources and connections, wouldn't at least have heard whispers about what was happening. The rumors were out there. And if we know that now, what are the chances that Oprah, with her massive influence and network, didn't hear anything back then? If she knew even a little bit of what was going on, why did she continue to support him? And if she didn't know, how is that even possible? Oprah is known for being thorough and deeply involved in her projects, so it's hard to buy that she was totally clueless. Apparently, Oprah's influence gave John of God more power to prey on people by featuring him on her show. She legitimized him to millions of viewers around the world. People saw him as this miraculous healer, someone who Oprah herself trusted, and they flocked to him for help. But instead of finding healing, they became victims of some of the most horrific crimes imaginable.
We all have the possibility in our own way to be a medium for God.
Todos nós somos médium.
Everybody is a medium.
When we talk about human teffing and saw, it's easy to feel detached, like it's something happening far away. But this was someone who Oprah, one of the most trusted people in the media, brought into our living rooms. How many women were drawn to John of God because they saw him on Oprah? How many of them were lured into his operation because they believed that if Oprah trusted him, he had to be legit? If Oprah had known what was really going on, could she have stopped him? Think about it. She had the platform, the resources, and the global reach to expose this guy before he ruined more lives. Instead, she helped build him up by putting him on her show. Oprah didn't just boost his reputation, she gave him more access to victims. And now, knowing what we know, it's impossible not to wonder how many low lives could have been saved if Oprah had chosen to dig deeper, or if she had used her platform to expose the truth instead of promoting him. Oprah's connection to John of God raises some uncomfortable questions about her responsibility in all of this. Sure, she may not have been directly involved in his crimes, but by endorsing him, she became part of the chain of events that led to countless people being hurt. When you're Oprah, you don't get to claim ignorance. With great power comes great responsibility. And Oprah wielded her power in a way that allowed a PDAT to flourish. Then there's Oprah's $40 million investment in an all-girls school in South Africa. Oprah Winfrey's dream of building a world-class educational institution in South Africa was born from a noble goal to empower young girls from underprivileged backgrounds. She invested millions into creating the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for girls, personally selecting 152 students to music attend. But what began as a beacon of hope soon spiraled into a series of shocking scandals that tarnished the school's reputation and left many questioning the safety of the girls entrusted to its care. One of the first and most troubling incidents involved Virginia, a 27-year-old dorm matron who was accused of inappropriate behavior toward the students. Reports surfaced that Virginia had harmed at least 6 girls aged between 13 and 15. This revelation wasn't just damaging to Oprah's name, but also cast a negative light on South Africa, which had welcomed Oprah's initiative with open arms. Many critics argued that Oprah's failure to ensure a secure environment for the girls led directly to this harm. When the allegations came to light, Oprah didn't remain on the sidelines. She immediately flew to South Africa with a team of investigators to address the situation head-on. It was clear that Oprah was deeply affected by the news. In an emotional statement, she said, "It has shaken me to my core. This is one of the most devastating, if not the most devastating experiences of my life." Oprah personally met with the affected students and sought to uncover the truth behind the allegations. However, the legal system failed to deliver justice. Virginia pleaded not guilty, and despite the seriousness of the claims, she was not held accountable for her actions. Adding insult to injury, Virginia later filed a lawsuit against Oprah for defamation, alleging that the accusations against her were false. While Virginia's legal troubles ended, the storm of scandals at Oprah's school was far from over. The institution, which had been built with the promise of providing a safe haven for young girls, became a breeding ground for more troubling incidents. Not long after the initial scandal, the school faced another alarming situation involving physical altercations among students. One particularly shocking case involved a 15-year-old girl who allegedly threatened and intimidated her classmates to keep quiet about what was happening. The student reportedly told the victims not to reveal their experiences to parents or investigators. The result: 7 students were suspended for their role in harassment, bullying, and inappropriate behavior. A letter sent to the parents of one of the suspended students revealed the disturbing nature of their actions, which included intimate physical contact, dishonesty, and intimidation. This raised serious questions about the school's environment and its ability to protect its students. How could such behavior occur in a place designed to uplift and empower young girls? Even after these incidents, the most shocking scandal was yet to come. Less than 2 years after the Virginia DBAC, authorities discovered the body of a newborn baby on the school premises. The baby's tragic fate sent shockwaves through the media, as the newborn was found hidden in a backpack. The incident exposed deeper issues within the academy, including the lack of adequate support systems for students facing personal crises. Critics argued that while Oprah's intentions for the school were noble, the execution fell short, leaving students vulnerable to various forms of harm. How could such tragedies occur in a place that was meant to be a safe haven for these young girls? These repeated scandals have led many to question Oprah's judgment and oversight. Some critics point out the glaring contradiction between her own harrowing experiences with abuse and her inability to create a truly safe environment for the students at her academy. And then there is Leonardo DiCaprio. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, DiCaprio was a regular attendee at Diddy's infamous white parties. These exclusive all-white dress code events were known for attracting Hollywood's elite, and DiCaprio was no exception. In fact, Daily Mail recently unearthed pictures from one of Diddy's white parties in 1998, showing DiCaprio laughing and smoking at Diddy's luxurious East Hampton home. Diddy had even dubbed DiCaprio the #1 person on his guest list for these high-profile gatherings. This was revealed during a 2018 Vogue interview titled 73 Questions with Shaw Diddy Combs, where Diddy gave the crew a tour of his home and opened up about his party days. When asked by the interviewer who his top guest was for the legendary white parties, Diddy didn't hesitate to respond: Leonardo DiCaprio, further proving the actor's prominence in Diddy's inner circle. Diddy's white parties were nothing short of iconic, attracting A-listers from all over the entertainment world to his waterfront mansion during the summers. Photos from these parties, once seen as a symbol of Hollywood's glitz and glamour, are now resurfacing with a different perspective following Diddy's recent arrest. In one particular image from a 1997 white party, a young DiCaprio can be seen lounging in a white t-shirt and shorts, casually smoking a cigarette, while Diddy, standing nearby, holds a bottle of champagne. These images have been making the rounds on social media as people revisit the star-studded gatherings in light of the Steph F. King allegations against Diddy, which include claims of him orchestrating freak-off orgies and exploiting women at his parties. Fast forward to December 2019, DiCaprio was once again spotted at one of Diddy's events, this time for the rapper's 50th birthday bash. DiCaprio was photographed dancing alongside Diddy, and while the two seemed to be enjoying themselves, it was one of the last times the actor was publicly seen with the music mogul, according to sources close to DiCaprio. He has not been in contact with Diddy for years, and he had no involvement in any of the more scandalous freak-off parties that have now come under investigation. The source emphasized that DiCap attended Diddy's early parties, when they were more about networking and socializing, not the darker, more sinister events that Diddy is being accused of hosting. Leo has absolutely nothing to do with any of this, the source stated firmly.